Hi, this is Allison Richard, your stress management and self-care coach. And today I want to talk about holistic techniques and stress relief specifically for travel. So I personally love travel. One of my favorite things to do, and I love just being in a new place and just the way that it kind of expands your perspective on life. And at the same time, travel is by nature very, very ungrounding. We are literally uprooting ourselves from one location to another. And often, because of modern day and age, we're doing it in a car or a train or a plane or a boat or something that is allowing ourselves to move much faster than our bodies could ever move themselves on their own. So there's a lot of just kind of ungroundedness that can come with travel, not to mention some of the other stresses and anxieties that come with travel. So, traffic or delays or just being in a lot of tiny spaces with people while you're in a plane or train. So we'll talk through why it is that we're doing some of these things and how it can kind of help to rebalance you and just kind of realign your energy after you actually go through the process of physically traveling from one location to the other. So these are things that I love to do every time that I kind of get off the plane and get to my next location, or get out of the car and get to my next location, if that's the case. So first thing that we're gonna do is to actually help to just reground. So again, you want to just bring energy back into your feet. So wherever you are, just allow yourself to maybe uncross your legs if you're sitting. You can stand and do all of this as well. But just to feel your feet on the floor. And if you want, just kind of rub the feet back and forth or stomp them up and down, just something to kind of energetically reconnect you with the ground or the earth beneath you. And then just take a deep breath in. And then exhale. Good, amazing. So we're also going to just kind of reconnect that center channel of our spine energetically. So oftentimes, like I said, we can be ungrounded, but especially if we're, traveling in a plane, it's something that can really kind of have an interaction with the more energetic parts of our body. So if you think about it, phones, computers, all of the electronics on planes or even trains at this point in time, cars, there's just a lot that can interact with our own electromagnetic fields and ourselves that can kind of deplete us when we're traveling. So just take one of your middle fingers, doesn't matter which finger goes where, you're gonna put one into your navel, into your belly button, and you can go above or below your clothes, it does not matter. Other one's gonna go into the space between your eyebrows, and you're just gonna push your fingers in and then pull them up slightly, almost like you're just kind of hooking those 2 points together in and up. I personally like to close my eyes for this one and just take a deep breath in through your nose and then exhale through your mouth. So this really connects what are called your central and your governing meridians in acupuncture Chinese medicine system. And they basically are kind of the energetic equivalents that run parallel to our nervous system and our spine. So just helping, I always feel a little just more kind of centered and grounded. So just allowing yourself to maybe, if you're sitting, feel a little bit heavier in your seat. Maybe feeling your energy just kind of coming back to that center channel of your spine. And that part that really is the part that divides your body into those two equal halves. And so you can continue to hold this for longer if you want to pause the video. You're kind of waiting until you either kind of feel heat through the fingertips, maybe get pulses in the tips of your fingers. But just for now, go ahead and take one more deep breath in. And then exhale, sigh it out, let it go. Good, and just noticing how you feel in the moment. And then take all of your fingertips together for a moment. You're gonna find your sternum, so that bone that runs down the center of your rib cage, and you're just gonna start to tap there. So as you tap here, you're just tapping on your kind of thymus gland, which is responsible for your immune function. So I really like to do this, especially when I get off planes or any trains, any sort of kind of public transportation where you're around a lot of people for a while, just to help support our immune function, because we're obviously potentially picking up just germs that we're not used to if we're in a new location or if we're around people we're not normally around. So So just stimulating that kind of processing and production of those cells in our body that become those kind of fighter cells that work for our immune system. So go ahead and take one more inhale, one more exhale. And then we'll just continue with the tapping for a moment. So obviously, like I said, there can be lots of frustrations when it comes to travel, whether you're experiencing traffic or flight delays, or just maybe being in a small space with people for a long time. In terms of family, if you're riding in a car, you know, people's tempers get a little questionable when we travel. So just allowing yourself to maybe start to process any sort of kind of frustration or judgment or anger that you're feeling. If you feel like people aren't doing their jobs well, or they're not acting in the way that you want them to be, we can get very stressed and start to kind of be very judgmental of people, which can really ruin our experience. So again, you're gonna take your fingertips together, find kind of the center of your chest on either side, and you're just gonna go onto your rib cage. So you're still on your ribs, just right below your chest on your rib cage. Go ahead and just tap there. So these are your liver points, and those emotions of judgment or criticism or anger can be associated with liver. And keep in mind, this can be judgment towards other people and kind of anger, frustration towards other people or ourselves. So sometimes maybe we can get a little bit critical of ourselves too when we're feeling a little stressed or anxious. So if the points are tender as you're tapping them, just keep tapping. It just means that you need it. And they should get less tender when you tap. So go ahead and take one more inhale. And then exhale. Good. And then the last thing that we're going to do is to really kind of help to strengthen that kind of protective bubble of our aura around us. So like I said, when you're kind of in those situations where things are interacting with our own electromagnetic field, or you're kind of in space with other people, so you're kind of interacting in a very close space with other people's energy, sometimes we can pick that stuff up, and it can kind of just allow our aura to become a little bit weakened or a little just more vulnerable. So it feels like it's more permeable instead of kind of that solid protection around us. So it's really good to kind of just strengthen that aura. And I actually really like to do essential oil with this one. So I either will do purification oil or Palo Santo. So again, you're just kind of letting go of anything that's not yours and kind of just clearing the energy, clearing the space. So if you're using the oil, just take a little bit onto your hands and you're gonna rub around. And again, you can stand up for this part if you really want to, because you're gonna kind of go head to toe. So it can be helpful to stand, have some space around you. And you're just going to take your hands in front of you, turn your palms away from you. You can stay close to your body. You can go further away, because obviously that aura can be anywhere like 3 feet in front of us, even further when it's really kind of strong. So you're just almost imagining as you do this that you're kind of repairing that protective bubble. So almost like if it got little tears in it or holes in it, you're just repairing it so that it is really kind of strong and complete. So with your palms facing away from you, you're going to take your hands and you're just going to start to go in a figure 8 in front of your body. And again, you want to make sure you're doing kind of the whole thing. So you can start above your head and go down the front of the body, all the way down, torso, the hips, all the way down the legs. You're going to go all the way down to your feet, because again, you want to get all the way to the bottom of you. And then you're just going to come all the way back up. And as you do this, I want you just to kind of think figure 8. So the intention is a little bit more important than having a perfect figure 8, which becomes important in a minute. So once you've gone all the way up and down the front of your body, you're going to take your hands onto either side of your head and you're going to go up and down the sides of the body. So again, just kind of think figure 8 as you go up and down the sides, all the way again down to the feet, and then all the way back up. And then lastly, again, think figure 8. You're going to take your hands behind you and you're going to make figure 8s behind you. So it does not have to be perfect. You are just thinking of that intention of figure 8s, of kind of repairing and supporting that protective aura around you. So going all the way down to the feet, so down the backs of the legs, down to the feet, coming all the way back up as much as you can, just kind of covering all of you. Good. And then once you're done, just pausing for a moment, maybe just noticing how you feel, hopefully feeling a little bit more centered, a little bit more grounded. And just go ahead and take one more deep breath in. And then exhale, let it go. Thank you so much for joining. I would love to hear how it goes for you. So feel free to let me know. Feel free to like or subscribe so you can get notified of new videos. And I hope to see you in the next one.